good evening and welcome to the Kickoff event for 2024 FUTA GDSC community. Yeah, it's an honor to have you here. Yeah, so let me just share my screen so we can use the slide to see what we are having for today. Uh, slide show. Okay, good. So this is it. This is the session challenge. So yeah, it's holding for a long time. And first of all, my name is Ayola Mde. Most people, many people call me Netro, and I'm the GDS lead for this community for 2023/2024. And I'm an E, or I'm a she. I'm a E him. Yeah, thank you. So yeah, this is me. I don't do much. I'm a backend engineer. I give talks on I write articles online on many on technical articles, back end stuff, and I also write on Twitter also. So I share my ideas and everything on Twitter. I'm just back end engineer. I also work on multiple projects, and I'm also currently working for a team in the US that are currently working on ways how they can revolutionize AI. That's bring AI to the tips of the hands of people. So yeah, that's what I do. So yeah, what is our agenda for today? The agenda for today is first of all the introductory presentation we have given. Um, then we talk about the sustainable development goals. That's the 17 goals that we feel that if we solve, it's going to actually change the way people see tech and people see things around them. It's going to help people. So the goals are list of things or list of milestones that the world or the United Nations need to achieve. So we'll talk about the solution challenge, which is a way whereby Google, or I'll say the GDSC club, have made sure that this challenge or this is their own input or their own agenda to actually make this challenge solvable so that students all around the world, not only students, university students, both graduates, undergraduates, can work together to solve these goals using tech, either hardware, software, any kind of ways to solve these problems, and then they get prizes for it also. They get recognized for it. And yeah, we'll talk about project management, which is how work, you can find ideas for the project, resources that are available at hand for you to find ideas on this project, and how you can pick your team, how you can manage your team, how you can assign deadlines, and so on and so forth, so that you can ensure that you are meeting milestones and you are able to submit your project before the deadline has passed. So after that, I'll be thinking about Google products that you can use, right, for this project. There are some Google products that just emerged this year, and they are really, really stored AI, and they are really, really very, very easy to use, and they have a lot of features that you can use in them to achieve a lot of goals. Maybe your idea needs a kind of magic, because AI, as you see, like now, is already becoming magic. So if your idea, your solution needs a kind of magic to help it work, right? So there are some Google products I'll be sharing with you today so that you can use them to solve and build. After that, yeah, there will be an interactive quiz session which you can ask questions regarding the solution challenge or the development goals, anything regarding the challenge, right? And then I'll be giving you answers to these questions. Yeah, so yeah, let's go. So yeah, we should keep it together. We should respect each other in the safe space. So there's a community So there's a chat bot, a chat box where you can chat and talk to each other. Just respect each other's and then keep it in the room so that you can create a safe space where you can share ideas and respect our confidentiality. So this is how it works. So there's the chat. It's a box at the top by the left. If you're using your laptop, you'll see by the left, or sorry, by the right of the screen. So if you're using your phone, you've seen it by the right of the screen. You're using a laptop, you've seen by the bottom of the screen, right? If you need help, there's an help button also that you can use to request for help. And then yeah, there's also the QA section, which you can ask questions and then I'll be giving you answers there. So that'll be used for the QA section. Oh yeah, so let's go on. So yeah, solution challenge. So what is the solution challenge about? What is the solution challenge about? This the solution challenge in itself is just a way. It's a mission of of Google to solve one or more of the United Nations 17 sustainable goals using Google technology and any other technology you have there that you might use. So it's just a way whereby Google puts together students from around the GDS community worldwide. All of them come into groups together by themselves and work on ideas, solution they feel right might help eradicate some of the 17 SDG problems, right? So you as yourself, students around there, friends and you don't need to be in the GDSC to do this, right? You're in the university, graduate, undergraduate, anyways, you have friends you want to work on this, come together, right? Build this project that you feel would solve this problem, right? And then share it, submit it to the community as a whole, and then you get recognized for this, you get paid for this, you get some prizes, swags, right? So it's just a way, not just solve this problem also. One other thing we can gain from this is uh collaboration with others, right? Working on challenge, being motivated to actually do something, right, and get recognized for that stuff, right? Increase your portfolio, right? You gain recognition online, and then you can proudly say to yourself that yeah, I worked on this stuff, I built this stuff, right? So since 2020, GDSC members around the world have come together to create innovative solutions to tackle some of the world's most pressing challenges, right? Some of the world's most pressing challenges. I'll be sharing the challenges right here so you can see. Yeah. So yeah, there are some videos right here that explains the challenges to us. Uh, yeah. So those are the development goals. There's 17 of them. So this is the list right here. To the list of all the goals. From poverty, solving world hunger, health, clean energy, quality education, gender equality, clean water and sanitation, decent work and economic growth, industry, innovation and infrastructure. right? Sustainable cities and communities, reduced inequalities, responsible consumption. On a general level, on a high level, you can understand. Most of us can, like relate to this list of things, right? So these are the development goals listed by you 2015, and they have been planning to solve this for the next 30 years. It's actually supposed to end by 2030. Yeah, I think, and it's 24. I think 20, is it 20 or 2040. So these are the goals, right? So the the solution challenge, right, is a mission to solve one or more of these problems, right? And we invite all of you, everyone in the community, to come and help us this problem, or help ourselves solve this problem. So yeah, they are one of the world's biggest challenges, and then we all have either one or two experiences with this thing, or we have seen situations where people have problems with this stuff, right? Yeah, so it's easier to create ideas, or easier to look for solutions to these problems, since you can easily ask from people around you regarding how they can help, how or what they feel can help you solve this problem. So the SDG principle. So once you are looking for ideas, you're looking for solutions to problems, right? There are some principles you must put in mind so that you don't, so that your solution would align with these principles. Because solutions that don't align with these principles will not get picked, right? So it will be a waste of time. So first of all, it must be a human rights based approach. So what do I mean by human rights based approach? It means that your solution must not be bring in favoritism in such a way whereby you are favoring some kind or some group of people over some other group of people. It must be free for all. It must be usable by everyone, right? So it should bring justice. It should bring prosperity. There should be rule of law, dignity, peace, and freedom in your solution, right? So it should not be a solution that creates new groups of people. For example, there is this, there is the bringing of tech into Africa that's later on separated, bring a new kind of group into Africa. That's the those ones that are very, very literate and those that are not, right? So that's a separation. So your tool should not separate people, it should actually much more bring them together. So if your solution is bringing is a kind of vibe whereby now they're like two different kind of groups, now you have created new groups of people, then it might not get picked. And number two, leave no one behind. The full idea of leave no one behind, or the full the the full meaning of this is that your solution should not be how would I say, should not be only be usable by a particular kind of area in the sense that it should not be a solution that will be only used by, for example, quota students, or a solution that will be only used by people in Akure, or a solution that will be only used by maybe people in Nigeria. Your solution must be usable worldwide, right? Obviously, your solution might have some differences due to the location and everything, because there will be context based on the location. Something that might work for Nigeria might not work for Israel or Ethiopia, but build it in such a way whereby the changes that will be required to make your solution be portable in other areas of the world won't be much. It will be very, very less, and it will also be like a solution that will be relatable over there also. Yeah, so that's that. And also, so there's gender equality and women empowerment. So a lot of solutions nowadays, what people don't notice is that bringing gender equality to most of the solutions, like women, bringing ladies or bringing women into these solutions, actually in some solutions actually reduce, or how would I say, sorry, bringing women into educational empowerment, adding ladies and trying to build solutions that will help them educate, right? Actually reduce climate solutions. Like it's not just directly, but indirectly after some kind of milestones that have gotten to, it's going to actually reduce climate problem. This is a research that has been done by experts in the field, right? So a professor shared it last week. That's sorry, last 3 days ago. So this is also something. It's not obvious to the human eyes, right? It's not obvious. But after doing some digging and like digging deep, some of the most obvious solutions out there are not that obvious, right? For example, as I've said, educating women, educating ladies, bringing gender equality, educating them on most of the things, bringing them into solutions, bringing them into development, and allowing them to also take part in all of these things that we are doing, that is supposed to be done, actually reduces and helps to solve some of the solution and sustainable development goals that are out there. Yeah, so researching and ideation stage. So this is very, very important. Um, everyone wants to work, everyone wants to build, right? But how do you ensure you have the actual information, the important data to make decisions on the kind of solution you want to build, or on the kind of features, or the kind of problem you actually want to solve, your problem statements, right? So you need to dive into specifics of the goal by looking at the target and the specifics of it, the target and the milestones, right? So yeah, there is a link right here that shows this is the link to the goals on a broader scale, on a high level. But when you what people know is that when you click on this actual goal, you get a much more very, very detailed description about the goal, about the overview, about the events that are being held for this goal. You might want to join some events, right? And then there are the targets and indicators, and then there are the progress and info. I highly recommend checking the targets and indicators because they provide more specific details into the problem as they have listed it out, and then you can understand more about this problem and look for solutions regarding actual targets, right? So when you're writing a problem statement, it will be like, okay, my problem is actually solving this so target, right? My problem is about this so targets listed so here and here, and then these are the indicators, right? These are important things to note out, and they are very, very, very great, right? This is just for no hunger. You can see how detailed it is. So you can look at this, look like spend time to go look at or schedule yourself maybe 1 hour, 2 hours tomorrow or next tomorrow to just bring maybe you and your friend to come and look at these things. Just read, saturate your mind with information. This is one of the best ways to ensure that you're actually solving the right problem, and then you're actually having access, or you now know the questions you need to ask in order to solve that problem, right? So there is one thing of knowing that the problem exists, and there's another problem of actually knowing the kind of questions you need to ask to solve a particular specific problem statement you want to solve. So that's that. And then also look at past winners submission. This is also very important. It's very, very important for you to look at past winner submission so that you see the kind of solutions that have been picked, the kind of solutions that have been submitted, the approach to them. You can even watch their video on how they solved it, their approach, how they manage their team, the solutions they use. You can see Nigeria actually got on the People's Choice Award for last year, 2023, for building a solution that actually helps increase output on agriculture. It's called FarmX. And then there is this wonder reader that helps blind people actually learn in school. It's very, very innovative. And there's also this bus busters that really helps reduce diseases in Bolivia. So it's kind of AI solution that actually like analyzes data and then make decisions. Quickly identify that something that actually supposed a born disease, a mosquito born disease is going to like start to trend or something. Yeah, so these are solutions. This is a solution that actually helps people with dementia not get lost. So simple, yet it's one number three on the world on the SDG goals. So these are things that we lose. Most people in Nigeria will first of all think into fintech. Fintech. There are solutions out there, but there are problems out there that need solutions, right? So one of the things you should be looking for is not solution first. I want you to look for problem first. When you look for a problem first, Then you look for how to solve that problem. You look for, you do some researches, check the target, check past solutions, do a lot of research, feed your mind, dilute your mind with data, and then come up with solutions to actually solve this problem. Right? To solve this problem you have faced. It will be good to pick maybe three problems, then maybe find a theme, you all can brainstorm on it, look for ideas, and then pick a particular solution you feel is best to solve that problem. So that's it. So there's a lot of stuff right here, a lot of submissions. You can go into them, and there's other years also. There's 2022, 2020 years, a lot. Right. So I would encourage you guys to actually go and check this out. It's very important. So I'm not taking too much time on this. Also, as I've said, read articles and journals to gain more context. So the timeline is actually the audition actually opened last month, December. I've shared this with the GDS community already, and everyone's already aware of this. If you are not aware of this already, I'll be sharing the registration link in the GDSC Solution Challenge group so that you can join. You can register. Everyone has to register, not as a team. Each individual has to register. So the kickoff event held, that's the global one held 2 days ago. I also shared it in the communities. Some of you joined, some couldn't. No problem. This is a review of that event. And the submissions opens January 21. So you can start submitting your solutions by that date, right? And then the solution will remain open and registration will still remains open and submissions up until February 22nd. So at that particular date, it's closed, right? You can't register and submit anymore. And then by April, the top 100 will be announced early April, right? So if your submission go to top 100, it will be announced, and then you see, right? You'll be able to be, you see yourself announced. And then from the top 100, you'll be picking, okay, yeah, so top 100 will need to resubmit. So there's a resubmission. I think this is a way for you to work on some improvements to your idea, right? If there are some things you have noted out for you, you can quickly work on this. So this is also something to note that when you believe that your solution is actually going to solve something, right? You can really keep on working on your project up until they are releasing top 100. If you are lucky enough to be in top 100, you would have had a lot of updates to your solution, right? In February, working on March, like the whole of March is there for you to just work on the solution, right? And then when they release the top 100, you can still work on more things to ensure that your solution is so optimized, it's working, and it's actually usable for the second resubmission. So after the resubmission, they'll be picking final 10. So this will be the top 10 for 2024, right? And after the final 10 are picked, there will be a demo prep, a demo day prep, where the final 10 will actually be would be brought online to come and share the solution with the world on a live session, right? It's a live demo day. You share a solution, why the problem statement, how it's being used. You get prepared for this also. And then on that day, the first three will be picked. First three will be picked. Yeah, so as you have seen also there's a judging round from um March, the first one, which they'll be picking the first 100, and then the second one, they'll be picking the first 10. So that's that. So eligibility, as I've said, university students can participate. If you're undergraduate or graduate, no problem, you can participate. If you're in the GDG or GDSC, or not even in both, you can participate as long as you're a university student. Also, they are above the age of majority in the country. So often this age is 18 years of age. So you must be 18 and above to participate in this challenge. I think Nigeria is also 18 years. Also, it is open to any GDSC member. So you are the lead and the core team. I will be participating actually. I have an idea on to work on, and it's relating to climate change. So yeah, so each person can only join one team. You can't join multiple teams. You can't be in one team and be in another team. You have to be in a single team, right? You have to be in a single team. And team building rules. So the team has to be no more than four members in the team. So if you are building a team, your team has to be four members, including you. So we are counting those in your team, no more than four, and the team must be at least one person. So it could be one or two or three or four. Yeah, and again, at least one person in your team must be a GDSC member. The team representative must be a GDSC member and they will be the ones submitting their team's project. So that's clear. Team members can be from different universities, different GDSC chapters, even different countries. So also what you all don't know about is that there's actually a Slack channel that you can join and then you can gain access and meet thousands, I mean thousands of people worldwide in multiple GDSC communities around the world, USA, Canada, Mumbai, India, UK. You can meet anyone. You can work. You can literally pick teammates from any country, right? And then work with them. You get to meet people. You get to actually gain this experience of how life is out there, network, build friends, build connections. It's not just about building and winning prizes. It's also about building connections. So I would actually encourage you all to look out. If you can't find people to work with you inside of the school, look outside more universities out there. Look outside again to countries worldwide. So timeline checklist. So this is a checklist of things you need to ensure you have done before submitting your solution. The first one is the joining the student a GDSC club. You can do this one anytime. There's no deadline for this. Also, yeah, you should form a team, right? Form a team, select the solution you want or select the problem you want to solve. So you are bringing this from the perspective of the problem, not solution, because great solutions comes from picking a good problem first. So once you have a clear problem, then you can now start finding for a solution. So you can say step 5 is identifying the solution. Step 6, which is actually January that we are in, is actually the month for building, right? For building. So you should design your front-end interface, design your back-end technology. If you be looking for a UI designer or you're a UI designer, you should be designing now, you should be brainstorming, you should be learning also. It's not about building, right? So this comes to the part whereby, oh, I am a newbie back-end engineer, or I'm just an ML engineer. Don't worry, there is time to learn, right? So you should also learn, right? Look for solutions out there. Don't limit yourself to what you can do. Limit yourself to what or don't limit yourself to what you can do. Increase your output to what you want to do, and then learn to achieve that. When you learn effectively, don't learn slow, learn fast. Learn to build it, not learn to totally understand. Because if you want to learn to totally understand the technology, it might take you more time. But if you are learning to actually use the technology to build, it will be faster. Then you can optimize after. Right? That's much more reasonable and realistic. So test your solution. So you have to test your solution between January and February. As I've said, the deadline. I want you to know the deadline is February 22nd. So you have time to build and also to test your solution. Also, you'll be iterating during this time. So basically, January to February is the time where you learn and build, you test and you iterate. So ensure you build fast. Don't build and then the time you'll be testing your solution is maybe February 21, and then you'll be submitting February 22nd. That's not very good. So it's good to ensure that you build on sprints. So every 1 week, ensure you are done with a particular build and you are testing that build so that you can iterate on that build and add more features or fix bugs. That is much more reasonable and you end up with a better solution by the end of the day. So you need to also record demo video. So you have to have a demo video where you actually talk about your solution, about the problem, the solution, how you built it, what it does, and your solution, your solution actually working, right? It be a video, if you're building an IoT an hardware, you can do a video and add it to the YouTube and add it to the video you're submitting, edit it together, and then you can submit it in the submission page. So as I've said, top 100 solutions will be announced early April. Then there will be some mentoring for those that are selected. You get to meet Google engineers. They will do some mentoring with you guys, advice on how to improve your solutions. Then you will submit, and then there will be top 10 finalists announced late May. And then there will be a demo day where these top 10 people will be sharing their solutions worldwide. And then the top 3 winners will be announced on that particular day. They'll be announced live, right? And yeah, so there'll be celebration for all. So what you don't know is that everyone, regardless of either you get picked as the top 3, you'll actually get something. You'll get something from it. Yeah, so this is submission criteria. Also, I'll be sharing this slide to the group and also the video so that you all can have access to this and actually go through this in your free time. There'll be a lot of information to take in now, so you can go through all of this in your free time. Yeah, so first of all, they'll be grading you on your submission. How clear enough is your problem statement? Is it very, very clear? The challenge you are solving, is it stated clearly? Your problem statement, is it stated clearly? Right? There's 5 points for that. Also, you will be you have to state the SDG goals you are solving and the target, the specific, the target. As I've shown you already, there are targets on each goal, right? So you also need to pick the target you are solving. Also, one thing you might notice is that your solution would not need to specifically solve a single problem. There are solutions out there, a single solution that solves multiple problems. For example, you can see the solution right here from Boss Buster. It solves health, it solves infrastructure, it solves I think two other problems like that. It's very, very hard to see. So your solution can solve more problems, right? And from what I've seen is that the more goals or the more targets your solution solves, right, the more kind of points you actually gain because it's solving more things, right? But that shouldn't tell you to disregard actual building an actual solution that actually solves something and building a general solution. Don't build a general solution, build a specific solution. Specific solution can indirectly solve other problems. That's the idea of that. Implementation also is very, very important. How did you structure your solution? What is the architecture that your team chose to use? The technology your team chose to use. Do you choose to use Flutter? Do you choose to use Vertex AI? Do you choose to use media pipes for processing data? Do you choose the kind of architecture you use? There's some decisions to this, right? Oh, you need scalability. You need to be able to serve more people, or you need security. There might be times where where security is more important than scaling, right? So if security was the main reason right here, why you have to state this and what are the responsibility of each component. So which specific products and platforms did you use and why? So feedback and testing and iteration. So what were your feedbacks? Did you actually test? And if you test, what is the or where are the feedbacks from real users, right? So you need to provide three specific feedback points you receive from real users. So it's not just a project you are building to add to your portfolio, it's a solution, right? You need to actually test this with real users, with real people that will need these solutions. Test it with them, let them give you feedback, and their feedback, right? Add it to your report, right? It needs to be in your report. There needs to be specific feedback you are giving, and then the solution you implemented for this feedback. What you improved? What are the decisions you made due to these feedbacks? Code testing and iteration. Highlight one challenge you faced while you are building the code. So you need to see that there is a process to this thing. It's not just about just one single person. A single person can work on the project also, and a single person can have all of these experiences. But you want to know these experiences, you want to feel it, you want to see the process you went through, right? So it's important for you to highlight one challenge you faced while you are building. It could be learning new technology, it could be trying to understand or solve a particular problem, or you encountered a bug that took you like 3 hours non-stop to solve. This is your chance to highlight that. Success and completion of your code. So how the solution actually address the challenge you are looking at to solve. Describe the success of the solution. There'll be a way you know that yeah, my solution can actually solve the problem. So there's something we call in startup world, we call it a customer product. That's a product that actually like resonates very well with the customer. That you don't actually need to do too much of advertising. They just love it, right? So this is the kind of metric you can use for to know whether your solution is a success. When you show your solution to someone, did they first like say, oh, what is this? They don't really understand how to use it. That's something bad. The solution should be easy to use, easy to understand, right? So these are metrics you can use to note the success of the solution. Google technologies. What are the Google technologies that you're using to track usage analytics, right? Or where numbers aren't possible to use. Please describe project impact. and using cause and effect. It's an experience, right? It's an opportunity for everyone to experience. So once you are submitting your goals, sorry, once you are done with your solution or doing the process itself, you have to note these things down. Look for metrics. What metrics would you be using to judge success of your product, right? And then what is the impact after you release your product or after you have released it? What are the impacts around you? What impact did it make around you, right? So uploading your demo video is very important. Make sure the video demonstrates a working application, how user will interact with the application. That's users actually interacting with your application. It will be good to actually make videos actually, like instead of screen recording of how your solution work, making a screen recording and a video, like a video of someone videoing or recording someone using that product. Even if it's an app, it's very, very nice to see visual experiences of other users or actual users, real users using the solution. Effective use of chosen Google product is important. It's what noted to highlight that you can use any technology out there, right? But you must use at least one Google product. So you should understand like this from here that the more Google products you use, right, the more easy or the more likely it is for you to get to the top 100, top 10, top 3, right? Google solutions out there are very, very easy to use that solves a lot of problems. AI, IoT, security, cloud infrastructure, health, maps, a lot, right? So ensure you look for this thing. Anyway, you can slide in a Google product, slide it in. It's points. It's points for you. All you need is points. Scalability, can your solution scale, right? How large of an audience or how would you expand your solution to reach a larger audience? What would you need to add to your solution? What changes would you need to make to your product or the architecture of your product or the infrastructure to make it serve more people? And what are the next steps? It's important for you to see the future. It's not just a challenge for you to just come and read and win and just go. They want you to it must solve something, right? An opportunity for you to also see that you've solved something, so it must have a future, right? It must have things you want to add, features, things you have learned from feedbacks from Google engineers, feedback from the team, feedback from those around you, and then things you want to add to the product, right? So it's yeah, so just to note, is am I clear? Is everyone hearing me? I've been saying a lot of things, but yeah, there'll be time for Q&A. But if you can hear me, you can just maybe send I in the chat box. In the chat box. Yeah. So yeah. Explain the technical architecture of the product. Explain the technical architecture of your product. Does your product scale, right? Due to the way you want to solve, right? Will it actually scale? Will it not scale? You need to know the architecture because there are sometimes the architecture won't scale because there might be sometimes there's some kind of ways you want to solve a problem that cannot scale. An example would be, for example, yeah, there's a solution that says that they want to actually loan out money to students to buy products, right? For example, let's say you want to build a solution to loan out money to students to buy products, whereas there is no capital funds, there is no interest on the money you are loaning out to students to buy foods in the meantime. There's no way that can scale, right? It won't even it's not even sustainable. It won't sustain itself because there is no way it will work, right? Also, one point to note, it's better or it's very, very good to ensure that your solution would work without external parties. There are solutions that need external parties. For example, if your solution is to provide clean water to communities by putting in tanks and then reservoirs, providing electricity, this needs external infrastructure. It needs you to import these things from outside, right? This won't scale on the long run because you need to serve a lot of people. It won't scale to end up costing more. So it's better to look for solutions that don't require external parties. Good. So judging criteria, I've actually already mentioned this already. The problem statement, the impact, the technology, and so on and so forth. So these are the things that will be what nothing you should note. Um, that are what nothing. So these are now the prices. This is the important part, right? This is what everybody's already gearing up for. What would I get for this? Right? I've mentioned a lot of things, a lot of networking, a lot of other things you will gain from this are not actual prizes, but actual things you get along the way. You get experience, you get something to actually show on your project, on your portfolio. And this one actually takes more, it takes much more precedence over normal projects you work on because your project here actually been reviewed by engineers, by product managers, by product designers out there. So it gains more, it adds much more weight than normal product you just add on your portfolio or on your LinkedIn profile or something. You can actually add it there that you submitted this for a GDSC solution challenge and you actually were picked for the top 100 or you were picked for this, and then you can actually list out all of these things you learned during this project. It shows that you have gained experience not only by in building the project, but in also working with other people or in managing a team. It's very important for startups or companies to understand that you can take initiative. Building a project shows that you can take initiative. Um, yeah, so top three clubs with the most solution challenge project submissions, GDSA leads and core team receive swags. Yeah, this is something that yeah will be good for the GDSC community as a whole, right? So if this community actually release a lot of submissions, right? Release 10, 20, 50. It will not be bad if like everyone actually starts a solution and then they want to build something. It's not bad, right? Just ensure you submit, right? It does not matter if you either complete it or not. Just first of all ensure you build your MVP. That you can do that one fast. Then after you have done with your MVP, that you are sure that the POC you have a proof of concept, then you can start upgrading it, upgrading the UI, upgrading the actual process or data flow. Submit, guys. Ensure you submit solutions. Top three clubs that host full solution challenge events related to win something, right? They receive swag and everything. And then top 100. Now let's get to you, what you are getting. So top 100 people that submit, that's top 100 projects that get picked. Everyone, that's each member will receive customized mentorship from Googlers. When they say Googlers, these are Google engineers, Google developer experts, GDEs. You receive mentorship from them, and this is just amazing. So, and experts to take solutions to the next level. So, you're in the top 100, you receive mentorship from these guys, from these people, ladies, to actually take a solution to the next level. You gain something, right? One of the important things to note here is that after the solution challenge, it will be good for you to increase on your solution, to work more on solution, to build new solutions. If your solution was not get was is not maybe reasonable or is not scalable, you can find new solutions to work on. A branded t-shirt, a branded t-shirt, all of you will get a branded t-shirt, and then you get a certificate to put on your profile, your portfolio, anywhere you can share it. You don't have the logo on it. Google gave you the certificate, right? Final 10, so you are getting the next level of swag, right? You will receive additional mentorship. You will receive a swag box. So the top everyone is receiving a branded t-shirt. The top 10 are receiving a swag box. So the box will contain things. It could contain backpacks, t-shirts, and pens. And then you get the opportunity to showcase your solution to Googlers and developers around the world at the demo day. You become popular, right? Your Twitter starts getting blown up, and then they see that you are someone that's actually making a change, right? And then yeah, content finally. So in addition to the swag box, each individual team from the additional 7 recognized teams will receive a cash prize per student. So, in addition to the swag box, right, the top 10 teams, each individual from these teams, right, will receive cash. Winning for each qualifying team will not exceed $4,000. So that's why they said 4 people per team, right? So that's like 4K per team, right? Each person will receive at least $1,000, and then that's in Nigerian currency about over 1 M. That's over 1 M for building a product. That's wow. So winning top three teams will receive a lot of things. Swag box. Each individual for the winning team will receive cash prize. The winnings for each team here will not exceed 12,000. So the possibility of a single person here collecting $3,000, right? At least $3,000. If your team is four, at least $3,000. So getting started, we are talking about prices, about the solution goals, the problems, and everything. How do you want to get started? This is a milestone, or this is a problem now, right? How should you get started? How should you get started with building? So you need to ensure that your project management is top notch. First of all, picking team members. Picking team members is very important. You pick your team members. For me, it's very important you pick your team members from having diverse skill sets, right? Your team should be filled with diverse skill sets. Don't have two designers. Have one designer, one backend, one person should be coding, one project manager, and maybe one mobile engineer, depending on the solution you are building, right? Ensure your team has diverse skill sets, right? This is also one point. It also adds to your point. One thing I did not mention here is that encourage gender equality, right? At least there should be a single lady in your team, right? At least the lady should be in your team. Development tools and stack. When you're also picking your team members, ensure that every team members are aligned with the project goals and you all have a shared vision for the solution. It's good so that you all are actually aligned with these goals. You all are passionate about what you are building. It's so you don't need to actually talk too much to encourage people to build and to work to submit each day. Effective communication. Ensure there are clear channels. Create group for your project. Ensure that information can get to everybody easily. If it is by call, call people. Schedule time. Have a timeline from now to then to when the project will be submitted for daily checkups and everything. Development tools and stack. Ensure you are choosing the right tools for your development, right? Select development tools and tech stack that align with your project requirements and the skills of your team. It's important to ensure that if you are picking tools to use, right, your team members already know how to use this tool, or can assure you, or they have assured you that they can actually learn this tool to do this project. Version control. Ensure you use Git, right, or maybe Git buckets or Bitbucket or anything to version control your project, right? From beta to alpha to version 2, version 3 as you're building. It's also a very, very good point to note because when they are checking your project reviews, they see that the management of the version control is top notch. Documentation, document all the way from version 1 to version 2. Document the maintenance of your code, the code testing, the APIs, the overall project structure and architecture, right? Document everything so that when you are submitting, it's going to be easier for you to quickly note some stuff out, document your feedback that you are getting, document all of these stuff. Setting up sprints and timeline. I'm really wasting a lot of time. Time is almost up. So setting up teams sprints and timeline. Agile methodology might sound too complex to understand, but it's simple. It's just the idea of building iteratively, right? Iterative building. So you will not build your project over, oh, we want to solve so problem and this is the solution for it. Oh, okay, let's build. And when it's almost deadline, we test our solution. No, you work based on sprints. So your sprint might be 2 weeks, might be one week or 2 weeks, right? For this kind of solution that we're doing or this solution challenge, I encourage you to use one week. So every 1 week, ensure you have a build that you have a product to test. Right after one week, updated product. You test your product. What are the things you want to change? What are the things that are done and completed? Mark them. Then the next week, work on these solutions again. Add new features, solve code problems, have a new build, you test. So that ensures that you are keeping up to date. You at least have something to submit by the end. By the end, right? If there's a week and you don't have, if you have passed a week from today and you don't have the product yet that you can show, maybe on the community workshop that will be having, you are wrong. Regular check-ins. Ensure your team have regular check-ins. It is daily. make it daily. It could be online virtual to ensure that everyone can join. Maybe you all can't come to a physical location and meet up together. For example, if you are in different communities, in different countries, still ensure that you have virtual meetups daily. Daily, I'm telling daily because it's easy to lose track of time in this world we are nowadays. So encourage your teammates to meet up daily. It's for the benefit of everyone in your team. Healthy collaboration, encourage open communication. Don't be the one dropping all the ideas, dropping all the solutions to every problem. Encourage people to actually talk, right? To say what they think would solve. Share their ideas, share their feedback, share their concerns openly, right? And then reasonably address these things. Oh, if it is an idea that won't work, say it reasonably. Bring out points, reason why, and what you think would work. Don't just cut them out and make their contribution look useless, right? That's very bad. Conflict resolution, right? Establish a process of resolving conflicts constructively to maintain positive and productive team dynamic. Ensure you can resolve this conflict fast and celebrate achievements every week as you are doing this project. Celebrate your team. Congratulate them, congratulate each team members for completing milestones and achieving. This will boost team morale, right? When you actually list out what they did and then that okay, this is actually very, very good. They know that okay, they are doing something and someone is appreciating their effort. It's this world of nowadays, it's bad to work on something and then you see that your effort is just useless or it's not appreciated. It's very, very bad. Um Testing and submission, as I've said, continuous testing is very, very important. Test if you can test daily, test daily. Test weekly is the recommended one so that after every week you have a kind of version that you can test. You bring in real users to test your solution and then you monitor or you actually document your feedbacks, right? After your feedbacks, from those feedbacks, look for things you want to add. Not all feedbacks you would be end up using, but there are some things that will be worth noting or things that you actually want to pick and work on. Pick those things, look for solutions to them, work on them. If it is to optimize your user experience, optimize it, look for something. Think hard, brainstorm with your teammates to actually solve problems. Don't do it the easy way, do it the hard way. A lot of programmers out there tend to, oh, I've done this thing before, let me just use that thing again. If that thing won't work for your current solution, don't just still add it there because it just works. Look for something that best fits that particular problem. Submission guidelines. Familiarize your team with submission guidelines. That's the criteria that I already listed earlier. As I've said, I'll be sending the slide to the group so that everyone can have access to it. So you can actually see the criteria for the guidelines and then you can see what you are missing, right? And then you can work towards getting more points. So now let's talk about Google products you can use, right? We talk about how you can manage your team and can get side building, right? Oh, also something I did not mention that now I'm thinking of is that how can you find teammates? And if you are someone that wants to work on the product, how can you find product to work on? There's already a group called the Google Solution Challenge Group I've created. There are already engineers, designers, a lot of amazing guys, newbies, experts, intermediate, seniors in this group, right? Go to this group, right? Because I think everyone here will already be in the group. If you're not in the group, you can note, you can just raise up your hand and then note yourself. You need to be in the group, right? Write your problem statement down. Mhm. Or write these things down, list out the kind of skills you want for this project, like do a lot of research, the kind of skills you want for this project. Go to the community, list this thing out. Let people come and offer that they want to work on this project for you. A lot of people out there that want to build something. Maybe not more people want to work on something, by themselves, right? But be open, write these things down fast, go to the community, network and look for developers right there. You can find developers there. There are a lot of developers. I'm planning to create a kind of a record or I would say an Excel sheet or something whereby you can actually quickly find for a particular skill set you're looking for. So machine learning AI. So we have Google products for machine learning AI, a lot, Vertex, Palm AI, Media Pipes, right? If you're a machine learning engineer and you are not and you don't know about this product yet, I would encourage you to look into this product. Try to understand how they work, right? So, for example, media pipe now lowers latencies, offline availability, and cost saving. Availability is very, very important. For example, if your solution will be used in areas where maybe there is no light and electricity, or there is there is little internet connection or bad internet connectivity, having this offline availability is a huge mark for you, right? It solves that problem entirely for you out of the box. It's something to note, regardless of how small this thing is right here. Listing it as the kind of thing your solution does not have to worry about in your submission is an huge mark. So, if you are an ML engineer, you're very familiar with this flow, right? All of this flow is already abstracted from you. ODML involves a lot of this, and the media pipes abstracts these things to simple tasks, right? From live camera to display. For example, if you are doing object detection, you don't need to do all of this flow control, data pre-processing, cleaning your data up, just do model inference and then you are done, right? It's available on Android website, Python, even on iOS. So this is an example of media pipe doing object detection very, very fast. Can you imagine? It's going to detect things. And I think they already produced models that actually use for stuff. Yeah, there's it in works, in process, and then this is an engineer that is showing us how to use this stuff. Can you imagine hand gestures to work? There is no limit to the kind of things you can do nowadays. I have said AI is now magic. It's hard to now distinguish AI from magic. Imagine building a solution by just using hand gestures. You can do an act, you can perform an action, right? So, yeah, so you can do some test classification. You can do a lot of things with media pipe, natural language classification, text embedding, language detection, object detection, selfie, a lot of stuff, audio classification, audio embedding. It comes with all of these stuff out of the box. So if you want to learn more about media pipe, that's the link you can go to learn more about it. Pause the video, go to learn more about it. Even though you're not an engineer, you can also learn more about this stuff. You can see solutions that this thing will provide that will help your own solution. Large language models. This is already getting traction from 2023 to this year, right? Is what is powering. I think GPT is actually powering OpenAI, right? But LLM was one of the ones building blocks of all of these stuff. So it's test completion, code completion, language completion, classic language problems like summarization, sentiment analysis, like understanding the kind of feeling people have to product. For example, if you want to build a feedback app whereby people in your community can actually submit the application and get feedbacks for the stuff. And then you can do some sentiment analysis on the feedback to know to analyze them into certain groups. For example, either it's the positive feedback, the negative feedback, or the neutral feedback. You can extract stuff from data, from text, translation, on the goal, classify text into categories, classify feedback. There's a lot of stuff you can do with LLM. Palm API is what is powering Google Bard. So there's a lot of things you can also use Palm API. You can learn more about this in the website. You can use the marker suite, for example. For prototype of generative AI, you can build your own models, right, and then run them using Palm API, or access this model using Palm API, and then you are good to go. These are list of I've mentioned like a lot of problems I use right now, right? That I use to solve problems. So these are ideas and examples. For example, if you want to build a VS Code agent. So a VS Code agent will be something you can use to easily solve problems on VS Code, right? Maybe to summarize or to look or to solve bugs, or you could build a terminal agent, something that automatically reads your error logs and then suggests problems for you right in the terminal to just solve these problems, to just solve these bugs. There's this thing called text effects that I can do that, well, does this. I think just gives you idea of text. You can pick an emoji, enter a word, and give you that kind of ideas on that text. Other things that you can use. It helps you better your vocabulary. Docs agent. So there's an agent you can build for Google Docs that directly uses LLM and vector database and chat UI. For example, you can also embed it's something that Notion already does, putting AI right into their text editor. You can also build an agent for that in Google Docs. This is one solution, right? It helps people easily use this product. The code part, you can use REST. You can Farm API can be accessed with REST API, which is actually available, which can actually use in Python, Node, Swift, Java, Golang, PHP, any language out there, C++, C, .NET, C. These are links to all of the things I've already shared. There are some demos of what you can use or what you can build with Palm, as Palm API. So Google Cloud is also another product that is actually going to be accessible to you guys. I'll be sharing how you'll be accessing Google Cloud products, right? Because it's also one of the things that's actually listed usable by you, right, as a member or as a team member. Yeah. So you can learn more about Google Cloud online. I've already taken a lot of time. I don't take too much time on sharing out what Google Cloud does, but you have a unified data and AI platform, the next generation infrastructure, and AI powered collaboration and built-in security out of the box. New way to cloud. So it's available everywhere. So it's easy. There's really not much scalability issues since there is a region, a data center very close to where your users will be. So, for example, if you're in Nigeria right now, you can see there's not much data centers in Africa. You probably want to use something close in the UK, right? Something around this top area right here, around Zurich, Belgium, London, as a data center or something close, right? Close to the area, close to Nigeria to build solutions that will work in that area or that latency will actually be reduced in the area. Um, so there are free services. There are a lot of free services you can really use on Google. Apart from that, as I've said, there are some coupons that are available to teams, not team members, teams. One team have access to just one coupon, right? So there'll be coupon for Google Cloud and also Google Domain. You have access to create a custom domain. For example, you could create VS Code Agent dev, a domain that you would own for free, right? For 1 year. Also, the Google Cloud is for 1 year. I think. And so this is a lot of all of the things. I've used Compute Engine and cloud storage before. There are other things like BigQuery, Kubernetes, App Engine, Outbound, a lot of many solutions. PubSub for webhooks, Firestore for data storage, speech to text, language API, Auto ML is a very good AI tool you can actually look into. And then there's a lot of this stuff available for free. Vertex AI is one of the things this guy used to actually identify mosquito-borne diseases in his area. Vertex AI, I can see right here. Vertex AI. Guys, research about these tools. Look into them. Why was it possible to use that, right? Are there also issues in Nigeria? Are there also issues in Africa? Are there also issues around you regarding health that you want to solve? Look into looking look into using these tools to solve them. I'm using them as for you so that you know how to use them to solve, right? So there's a lot of things you can use this Vertex AI for. They already create AI models for object classification, embedding, speech to text, text to speech, translation, OCR, that is image to text, video intelligence. If you want to build a tool whereby you can quickly analyze if a student is cheating in an example, right? So these are things that you can add here. These are ideas. So there's a lot of tools out there you can use. There's also Angular. You can use Angular. Angular is also like Vue.js, like React. You can use Angular. So I'm encouraging everyone today to start building. Start building today. Start building apps and start working on solutions, right? We're already at the stage of the QA. Right? If there's anyone else to ask when you get to ask your questions then. Right, just before that, yeah, so how would you get access to these GDSC coupons, these Google Cloud coupons? So let me share that one right here. Let me share right here. So when you are registering, I'm sharing the event link in the group, right? So you can see how you register. When you register, you then have access to Google Cloud credits, and then Google domain. So let me just bring it right here so you can see. Yeah, so this is it. Um, nice. Good. Okay. So Google Team is offering credit vouchers for solution challenge teams which plan to use Google Cloud for their project solutions. They are limited vouchers. Thanks for even noting this. They are limited vouchers, so you want to be fast. If you are a team lead, you're the one with the idea, quickly create your team and then register for this voucher ASAP so you get access to this. So form a team with up to 4 students in total. Register for the challenge using this link. Let me send this one right here now. Send in the chat box. I also send this in the community. Also, yeah, so that's it. So reveal your country's eligibility for cloud credit. Have solution challenge team representative fill out request form. Please make sure one student in your team fills out this, right? So entries from multiple students will actually like that disqualify your team from redeeming credits, right? After you submit this particular form, let me also send it on to the chat box and to the group. You receive your Google Cloud credits redemption link via email, right? So there is some best practices right here which you can use to ensure cost efficiency on the cloud because using cloud might be very very expensive if you don't optimize the way you're using them. If you just dump everything inside of it, it turn out to be much more expensive. Also, there's Google domain. Interested in this one is not limited. Everyone gets this. That's everything. Team members, the members of your team, would you or your members of your team in the community benefit from this, right? So your team would actually, so Google registry system is actually offering domains for 1 year. So let me also grab this link and send it to you. It's a form, fill out. I'll be marking all of these stuffs in the group so that it's not confusing. Also, yeah. So this is it. I'll also be sending participant guide to you so that you can read these stuffs and then you understand them. Yeah, that is actually all. Yeah, I hope I did good enough to actually make you understand what what the solution channel is about, how to look for solutions, how to look for problems and then look for solutions to those problems, and how to get started with building, picking your teammates, looking for ideas, collaborating, testing, timeline and sprint and everything. So thank you all for having me here. So if anyone have any question, you can just message in the chat box. I'll wait for some time and then I will. That's the end of today's event. Thank you all for joining. Yeah, that is. Uh, looks like we don't have any questions. So that's all for today.